Hello and welcome to Visual3D.net. In this demonstration, we will cover samples for bump map surfaces and object illumination with several lighting techniques. The combination of bump mapping and lighting provides an object with a realistic look and feel. With Visual3D.net, you have a number of bump map techniques to choose from. The first technique that we see here is steep parallax mapping. And you can see how the depth in the ground technique makes the stones look like they're rising up from the ground. And we're going to switch over to Visual 3D Architect right here, and we're going to show some more ground techniques. You see a steep parallel max plus some specular highlighting. You can see how the lights react with the stones on the ground there, how they illuminate, and they also look like they have depth as the lights pass over it. We change over to a steep parallax map without the specular highlighting. You can see the technique there. Then we change over to a normal map. With a normal map's going to have a little bit less depth here, but you also see the specular highlights from the lights shining on the normal maps. Then we change over to a plain normal map surface, and you see it looks a little flatter here. But for some ground techniques, that is exactly the look that you'll want. Next technique, we'll change over to a purely flat surface. And you can see how that looks here. Next, we'll switch over to showing spotlights. And in this particular one, you'll see that we have a projected flashlight. Now, as we pan the flashlight around, you can see that it illuminates the ground, it illuminates buildings. It has a rounded aura around it. And we'll change over to a simple flashlight now. It's not quite as bright, but you can see at the center it illuminates quite well. And it's a good example of how you can do a flashlight. Here we'll go over to these point lights, and you see the different lights, and as we point up to them, you can almost see a texture to the lights as they shine down, and that texture will project onto the buildings, on the grounds, on the surface. Here we'll go over to another point light on this side, and we're going to now jump over to the property editor in Visual 3D Architect. And in Architect, it allows us to change the properties of objects as we see them and manipulate them in our scenes. And here we're going to change one of the textures, materials that is being used by the light. We went between a white and a green texture here. And now we're also going to change some of the colors, some of the diffuse colors here. We're moving over from a green to a different color here, as well as a different normal. You can see all this happening right here in the property grid. It's very powerful. We're also going to change the light types here. You see we're going to change to directional light, and we're going to change to a point light. And they all take different shapes and project lights in a different fashion. Next in our demonstration, we're going to focus on a scene that shows us normal maps and how they look on models. As you can see, we have normal maps on the walls, and we also have a normal mapped stone golem in front of us. And as the light passes over, you can see the depth of the light over the surface, how it changes also the surfaces on the wall that are affected by the normal lights. This concludes the demonstration of bump mapping and lighting with Visual3D.net. Please make sure to come back soon and check out more demonstrations. Thank you.